to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and you're about to listen to a hypnosis session all about creating a compelling vision of the future. And one of the things that I found working with hundreds and hundreds of weight loss clients is that you need to know what you want and why you want it. And for a lot of people, it's not even the weight loss, it's the representation of an internal transformation, and weight loss just is the irrefutable evidence that they've changed as a person. And this particular client was very successful in many areas of their life and had reached a decision that they wanted to be the healthiest and leanest and strongest and fittest that they'd ever been in their life. And they were making excellent progress. But they had a milestone event, a big family gathering on the shores of Lake Como, and they wanted to turn up looking the healthiest they've been in a very long time. And because of that, we actually use that as the compelling vision. For him, it was the compelling vision of his future. For anyone else, it just becomes a metaphor that Lake Como represents whatever your equivalent would be. So I would encourage you to think of what would you want to be, either looking like or being like, if you were the healthiest, the fittest, the slimmest, the leanest that you've ever been. And then Lake Como for you becomes a metaphor rather than an actual destination. But for them, it was an actual destination, and they used certain principles like bronze, silver, and golden days to represent the level of their standards, that not every day had to be perfect, but so long as they were doing certain things, like getting a certain amount of protein and having a certain amount of calories, that they could make progress. There's also a metaphor here about cutting the waste. In, let's say, any business, sometimes you have businesses that spend money on things that add very little value to the business, but they are a cost and they make the company less profitable. And if someone was to come in, let's say a finance director was going to come in and make that business more profitable, they would look at the areas where money is being spent that doesn't need to be spent because it doesn't really make too much difference. The food equivalent of that is looking at what someone eats and then thinking, right, what food do you not even like? You don't even really enjoy it. It has no nutritional value and it costs a lot of calories. That's the thing to remove. You don't want to remove the essential stuff or the really enjoyable stuff. You want to move the stuff that's not adding value. So there's a few metaphors here, and it also utilizes open loops at the beginning and closing the loops at the end, generating curiosity. If you like the idea of losing weight, and you don't have to be aiming to lose 14 pounds in 47 days, it might be 10 pounds in 100 days for you. It doesn't really matter. But the key thing is that be specific on what your goal is, and then you'll get more from this session. And if you like the idea of working with me directly rather than listening to a recording that was created for someone else, check out my website, adamcox.co.uk, or click the link in the show notes, and there you will see the ability to book a consultation call, and you can secure that at a discounted rate because you listen to the podcast, and that's by using the coupon code podcast. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be distracted or disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, allow yourself to release any tension, any stress, any worries. That's it. Just allow it to leave your body in your outward breath. As you breathe in a feeling of pure distilled resourcefulness on the inward breath, and continue to release any blocks, any limitations, any doubts or frustrations on the outward breath. And maybe realize that when you breathe deeper, you're breathing in more of those resources on the inward breath and exhaling more of the limitations and blocks on the outward. Almost like each breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed. That's it. And as you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine reading a book. And the book is a story about a man who bought a beautifully tailored dinner suit for an important family gathering beside a picturesque lake in the Italian mountains. But this man had a plan, because the suit was deliberately a little too tight. There were 47 days before the gathering, and he knew the person who arrived at that lake would be shaped by the decisions he made along the way. In his imagination, the journey to Lake Como followed a long motorway with 47 markers. And at the entrance to the motorway, there were 3 lanes. One marked bronze, the middle marked silver, and the fast lane marked gold. But before beginning this journey, he asked the roadkeeper, "Which lane guarantees that I'll reach the lake?" And the roadkeeper smiled and said, "That reminds me of a director who once discovered something extraordinary." The finance director had been asked to transform a business in 47 days, and he knew it would be foolish to remove anything valuable or productive. So he carefully examined every expense and divided them into 3 categories: essential, valuable, and optional. And each day, he quietly removed a little waste while protecting everything that created strength and value. And at the end of the 47 days, his accountant handed him a sealed envelope showing the accumulated result. And just before he opened that envelope, he paused. And you can pause now too. You can simply breathe, relax, and allow your attention to drift inwards, relaxing the small muscles around your eyes, allowing your jaw to become loose, your shoulders to relax, and with every breath out, just imagine continuing to release unnecessary tension, as though your body is just letting go of anything it no longer needs to carry. You don't need to force relaxation. You can simply create the conditions in which relaxation happens naturally. In the same way that you do not need to force transformation, you simply create the right conditions with consistent decisions and allow your body to respond at a healthy and appropriate rate. And perhaps your unconscious mind can recognize something important. You don't lose weight like a stone through one heroic decision. You create that result through a series of ordinary decisions that gradually become extraordinary evidence. 47 days. Each day an opportunity to cast a vote for the person you are becoming. And the goal is clear. You know what weight you will be if you have 47 days of good days. Some bronze, some silver, some gold. You know what shape you would be, how comfortable that tuxedo would feel. Lighter, stronger through the shoulders, the arms and the legs. Leaner around the waist. Comfortable in that suit. Energized, proud, and fully present there in Lake Como. And I want you to imagine that future now, because that outcome is compelling. But it's the behaviors that are the contract. And you are someone who honors the contracts he makes with himself. Each evening, I wonder what would happen if you took a few moments to mentally prepare the following morning, where you choose your exercises, plan the routine, and maybe even visualize or picture yourself completing it, either from within your own body or observing yourself. And don't be surprised if while you sleep, your unconscious mind begins rehearsing what you have already decided, so that when the alarm sounds in the morning, it's no longer a question. You don't need motivation, you've already decided. It's just a starting signal. You wear the appropriate clothing. You are implementing a decision already made the night before. And once you begin, the movement creates the energy, and repetition creates momentum. The momentum strengthens identity. And you can feel that. Connect with it. Feel that wonderful feeling. That's it. And I wonder if that future version of you is pulling you towards a higher standard. Because for the next 47 days, you could always choose to have temptations tempt you, choose to hit that snooze button. Choose to walk less or not use equipment you've already paid for. But you know where that takes you, and that's not what you want. And I wonder if you can imagine the rhythm of it, the routine, feeling your muscles working. And maybe you can imagine a song playing, a meaningful song. What if that music represents energy, connection, determination? And with every exercise, you can bottle that superhuman feeling. You may choose to do something with your body whenever you feel that way. Clench a fist, a certain posture, way of breathing, anchoring it so you can pull the trigger later and feel that way whenever you most need it. Connect with that feeling of pride, follow through, personal commitment, personal responsibility. And the more often you use that and feel that feeling, the stronger that association becomes. Almost a reminder to yourself. I said I would do this. I am doing it. I follow through. Because just 30 purposeful minutes can change the emotional direction of an entire day. Maybe you finish, take a shower, maybe even a cold one, and you leave feeling alert, strong, and ahead of the day. And if you were to share what you did with those that love and care for you the most, not fishing for approval, but simply because connection makes success more enjoyable. Their encouragement is a bonus. The deeper reward is knowing that you kept your word with yourself. And things stack, they compound. Throughout each day, healthy choices can become increasingly automatic. And you naturally favor food that earns its place. The protein that protects the strength. The colorful vegetables that nourish the body. The water that restores and refreshes. And meals that are enjoyable and satisfy without creating heaviness. And maybe you think, like that finance director, that there is no need to remove what is essential or valuable. You simply notice what is optional. Those calories that offer little pleasure. The extras you simply do not need. The ingredients that add cost without adding value. No drama, no punishment, just intelligent decisions. You're not starving your body. You're supplying it with what it needs while allowing it to use the energy it has already stored. Stored body fat is like a vault of energy. And you can open that vault. You already know how. And so you can become fascinated by just how much progress can come from eliminating small amounts of that optional, perhaps even wasted calories consistently. And you can measure without becoming obsessed. And you can learn without criticizing yourself. You adjust without turning one imperfect choice into an imperfect day. There'll be bronze days, silver days, and golden days. But even a bronze day still moves you forward. And a silver day builds greater momentum. And those golden days, nutrition, clear-headed choices, intentional exercise, moves you more quickly towards the destination. So gold is not demanded every day, but there will be opportunities, like there is to overtake on a motorway. And even when a day is bronze or silver, you are still on the motorway, still facing Lake Como, and still traveling in the right direction. A difficult meal is not a U-turn, and a busy day is not a broken journey. And you've had long journeys where even stopping at a service station didn't mean you abandoned the destination. It was just a pause, and then you carried on. You simply resume at the next opportunity, the next meal, the next walk, the next morning. And you can return without guilt. Because guilt is like trying to move forwards with the handbrake on. Just creates resistance for yourself. And what if you use data rather than drama? And weekends can become opportunities to prove just how much influence you now have. Alcohol used to appear as though it created relaxation or connection. But your unconscious mind can now see the entire sequence. One glass may encourage another, leading to extra calories that offer no nourishment, that lead to interrupted sleep, a slower, exercise-free morning, where momentum unnecessarily is exchanged for just a temporary, perhaps even unnecessary sensation. That's it. You've got so many options. But all the options link back to you right now choosing Lake Como. And every successful weekend becomes powerful evidence that that old pattern, that old version of you, is no longer in charge. You are. You're not trying to become 22 again. Just the strongest, healthiest, and most capable version that you can be now. So imagine Lake Como now. Mountains rising around the water. See the event. See what's been organized. And imagine you're there, in your future, seeing that tuxedo, that dinner suit, there on the hanger, and you put it on and notice how naturally and comfortably it fits across your shoulders and your waistband. And imagine seeing yourself in the mirror where you look stronger, feel lighter, stand differently. And when you look in the mirror, you notice you're not feeling relief. You are beaming with pride. And you can remember the early alarms, the purposeful walks, the weekends when you drove. You remember the moments when there was an easy option and you chose the more meaningful reward. Other people may congratulate you on your change, but Although you enjoy that recognition, you realize that you earned it. Beneath every compliment is a deeper, private certainty. I said I would do this, and I did. And what if Lake Como is not the end of the journey, but a stepping stone? Beyond the lake, you can see snow-covered mountains. And you can already get a glimpse of a future beyond. Skiing with stronger legs, better balance, more confidence, lighter. It all leads to an even more compelling vision of your future. And then you think back to that finance director with the envelope. After 47 days, he finally opened the envelope and discovered that no single saving had transformed the business. The actual result that saved the business were dozens of small, intelligent choices compounded over time. He protected everything essential, retained everything valuable, and only removed what contributed little. And so the business was not diminished. It was just leaner, stronger, and capable of doing more. And that director smiled because he understood. Small decisions, consistently made, eventually create undeniable evidence. And so the old roadkeeper finally answered the traveler's question. Which lane, bronze, silver, or gold, guarantees I'll reach the lake? All three lanes move towards the destination. Gold will take you there faster. Silver maintains momentum. And bronze keeps you facing the right direction. And the only way to lose the journey is to convince yourself that a slower day means you should turn around. And so the traveler began. Some days traveled in gold, others in silver or bronze. And although he occasionally stopped to rest, he never mistook a pause for failure. Marker by marker, decision by decision, he continued. And when he finally stood beside Lake Como, wearing the suit that now fitted comfortably, he realized the road had done more than just change his body. It had changed what he believed about himself. The suit had not changed. The destination had not moved. He had become the person capable of arriving there. The journey prepared him for the destination. And I want you to connect with that feeling now of almost inevitability linked to high standards. As you start to float back to the present, clear-headed, focused, with a resolve feeling that you know what to do and you have the resources to make it happen. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, connecting, calibrating to the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.